Sibu Mabena's Duma Collective has worked on the Afropunk festival in both Brooklyn and here at home, as well as on 3 of Cassper Nyovest's fill-up concerts. She's currently working on the Global Citizen Festival, which boasts Jay-Z, Beyonce and Ed Sheeran as headline acts. Black Coffee's Music is King is another of her events. Duma Collective founder Sibu Mabena joins us from our Durban studios. Thank you very much for your time, Sibu.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
So we're talking young entrepreneurship and global entrepreneurship week. You're a young person, obviously vibrant, you're educated, you've got a political science degree and a degree in international relations. Do you feel that that sort of gave you a good startup? A lot of people are questioning whether you have to have a university degree to be an entrepreneur. What is the starting point? I think what really helped me was going to varsity, not necessarily the degree. So the experience that comes with being accountable for work that you're given, the experience that comes with critical thinking, things that you're taught how to do, not necessarily what you learn in class. Those kind of things really go a long way when you've got to navigate your way through a boardroom or through working with other agencies or working with stakeholders. Those are the kind of values that you learn within the university system, I think. So to say the degree that I have is what has helped me through my entrepreneurial journey would be a lie. However, going to varsity did play a big role in how I'm able to navigate the space. So I was led to believe that in your 3rd year you had already made your first million. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, but that also
and that smile just says it all.
Freelancer and kind of, it's such an uncomfortable thing to speak about because it's not normal. It's not something that you see very often. So it comes across as a little bit of a brag when you do speak about it. But it is something I worked really hard for. I was staying up really late, working all the hours of the day and kind of utilizing all 24 hours because I've always said we have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. So whilst you're studying, you're working. After working, you're studying. So I've been working for a very long time and doing things that took my intellectual property to be able to execute versus having to buy products and utilize a lot of capital. So I was able to capitalize my business by doing things that require just my skill, my brain, and my time. And that's kind of how I got to where I am today.
So I want to take that and run with that because a lot of young people say that they don't have the kind of support. There aren't the right kind of mentorship programs. There aren't the right kind of investments from big corporate or and ultimately what it sounds like you're saying, and not as a critique of other people, but that those are essentially excuses. And unless you get past those things and work with what you do have, you're not going to get there. Am I hearing you right?
I think that's very key to say work with what you do have. To start, just start, because I don't believe that anyone owes you anything. I don't believe the government owes us anything. I don't believe corporates owe us anything. At the end of the day, whatever idea you have an idea to execute that idea or see it through. I may be simplifying things, and I think our ideas and our entrepreneurial journeys are very different, but where I chose to go into the service industry, I've been able to utilize my skills and my networks, as well as establish and build relationships with people and be able to utilize that as a factor of production. So I think it depends on what service or what it is you're bringing into the market and finding ways within your means to be able to grow your business, because it's not that easy walking into a bank and saying, give me 500,000 because I've got this great idea. They've got 7 million other people asking for 500,000 rand. So what do you have within your ecosystem that is able to capitalize your business?
So how important is that great idea? Because a lot of people have entrepreneurial spirit. They've got the will to work for themselves. They don't want to rely on other people and have a monthly salary and necessarily that kind of stability. They want to make their own future, but they don't necessarily have that one distinguishing idea. Do you think it's still possible to just look at the market, identify an area that is in need of people and work towards that? Or do you have to absolutely have a standout niche idea? With 7 billion people on Earth, I don't think any idea is new anymore. So, and I mean, kudos to people who are able to come up with innovative ideas. But if you can't come up with that thing that is just groundbreaking and so different to anything that exists in the market, look at what you are able to do and how best you can do it, because no two people can do anything the same way. So by virtue of being an employee, you are selling your services. You are an entrepreneur innately. I think going into a job at 9 o'clock to offer a service to someone in return for a paycheck at the end of the month is the same as what I do going into a company and offering my services as an agency and invoicing for those services. So to say it's that one idea that's going to really set you off, start with what you have. You could be a good baker, you could be a good hairstylist, you could be someone that knows how to paint nails really well, you could be a stylist, you could be a car washer. There's so many things that work or function within our lives that we don't identify as possible business opportunities. But if you were to just look within yourself, look at what you're able to do, use your hands, use your feet, use your mind, I think we would start to see a lot more entrepreneurs, because I think the fallacy is that you've got to have this great idea and you'll make millions off of it. Some people start small and end up making millions off of that. I was a dance teacher and now I'm running an agency, and that's what it took for me to run a multi-million-rand agency, from teaching how to dance.
So what is next for Sibu? Where does your growth trajectory take you from here?
So year on year, I've been employing more people, taking on bigger jobs, and getting bigger clients. So I think our next is to continue. I don't have this is my determined next. Continuing to do great work and continuing to employ people for them to be able to pay to do things that they love and to do fun things and also provide really great entertainment experiences is my next. Tomorrow when I wake up and go back to Joburg, because I'm doing an event here in Durban today, my next is planning for Monday and the day after that. So my next is continuing, and we're going to continue to be great and do bigger and better things.
Well, when you do that Global Citizen Festival with Jay-Z, Beyonce and Ed Sheeran, we definitely want some comp tickets and we're going to call you.